Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your watch along for Viktoria Plzen versus Manchester United at 5:15. We're not normally live at this time, but we are tonight as it's a 5:45 PM kickoff, which I suppose in some ways is quite interesting because you get your evening back a little bit later on. But yeah, lots to get into. United's team coming out. Oh, I'll tell you what, my nose is running like a... I'm coming towards the end of this cold. I felt rubbish last night. I feel a lot better now. But the nose is running like a tap. I just don't know if anyone's got any tips on this one. It really is annoying. Yeah, the nose is running like a tap. And I don't really know what to do to stop it. I mean, everyone always has a good idea on how to... That's not... Yeah, that's our team. Everyone always has good ideas how to defeat a cold, but not a runny nose. It's really annoying. It's like literally every minute I can feel it. A good one from Garrett. He says, Mark, your nose is running more than Rashford. Well, give him a chance. Give him a chance tonight. Let's see how it works out because, you know, he's got a chance tonight. He's playing tonight and who knows what could happen tonight. Put Vaseline under the nose and it won't disturb you as much. I haven't got any bloody Vaseline. Guy Fawkes, good idea, but I haven't. How many chances has Sudafed usually helped me? No, that's not going to help it. Anyway, look, we're not going to have anything going on here, are we? Lemsip, mate, helps dry out the nose and throat. I have got a Lemsip. What have I got here? Oh, that's just a hot water with lemon in it. It's not really a Lemsip, is it? Maguire's better than De Ligt. A few people are saying that. Well done. You've expressed a crap opinion. We've all got them. Hi, Mark. Is there anything in the Son rumours? Says Psycho. Well, no, I don't know. Weird comments coming in here. Volume is not low, live on. It's the same as it always is. I checked it before I went live. God, I'm going to stop this stream in a minute. Maguire better than De Ligt. Asked about Son rumours and now volume. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I want to talk about this match. I want to talk about this team. Man United's lineup. I think it's a little bit weird, this team news tonight, if I'm being completely honest. I think it's not as recycled as it could have been. I think he should have made a few more changes. I don't like the fact that De Ligt's starting. We've got a game on Sunday in the Manchester Derby. I don't like the fact that Mazraoui's starting. We've got a game against Man City on Sunday. I think there was opportunity to rest those two players and play Maguire and Yoro. I don't like that we're playing our best three centre-backs 2.5 days before we play Man City. I think he could have rotated a little bit there. But other than that, I mean, Casemiro playing instead of Agate makes sense. Obviously, Mainu and Agate both being rested for the game, I think is a real positive. They're both on the bench. Rasmus rested. I would say Garnacho's been rested. But I think he could have rested. See what I mean? It's running already. I think he could have rested a few more players, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a massive game on Sunday. But obviously he's respecting this game a little bit. So we have spoken about that. They're not a bad side that Man United are playing. And maybe he is respecting them a little bit by, you know, putting a strong defence out. But I think he could have rested De Ligt for Maguire. Could have rested Mazraoui for Yoro. I mean, Dalot seems to play every bloody game, doesn't he? There's no way Bruno's not going to play. I mean, I mean, look, we subbed Bruno in the last game and we saw the difference. So I think you've got to understand that without him, then, you know, it's interesting. But so that's probably why he's playing. Sorry, I've just got to sort this out. So yeah, look, I mean, look, Bruno, he's never not going to get picked, is he? I don't think it matters what the game is. It could be a local kick around down the local park, and I think he'd still get picked. So yeah, Bruno obviously playing in the pivot, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know why we're trying to shoehorn him into the team, because we need to give other people a game in the more attacking positions. So yeah, I think that Bruno playing in the pivot is is a bit of a strange one, but he seems to want to do it. I quite like the fact that Ahmad's playing in behind the striker. I think this is long overdue. I think this is the most exciting thing. I think a lot of you will find it exciting as well, like I do. We know that Ahmad can play that right-hand side position, and at least Delo gets to play in it tonight. But I like the fact that he's given Ahmad a chance in behind the striker, because I think that's where I think he can play. I think in this system he can be quite useful. He's proven he can do it off the right-hand side. I think this is a big chance for Ahmad tonight, actually, because if Ahmad does well tonight, then it sort of shows everybody up again, doesn't it? He's already played really well off the right-hand side, and then if he comes in and plays behind the striker really well, he's showing everybody else just how adaptable you've got to be and how you've got to perform. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. Look, you could look at this team and say it should be absolutely fine. You could look at this team and say we've got a bit of a problem going on here, because they've got, I mean, look, Zirkzee, Bruno, Rashford, Casemiro aren't always, if we're being fair, the most shouted about players at Man United. So it'd be interesting to see how that midfield and attack actually do. And I think so much of it really does depend on how good Plzen are, if that's how you say it. I mean, if they're crap, then it'll be a nice, easy night. If they're good, then obviously it will be a challenge. And I think that really is what it all comes down to, isn't it? Is how they adapt tonight. And how good they actually are. I mean, as I said, they went to Frankfurt and got a 3-3 draw. They've not lost a game in the Europa League so far. I think they've got the same points as us. So, Adzi says, would you do watch-alongs if we're in the Conference League next season? Looking very possible. Why are Man United going to be in the Conference League? Pray tell us all, genius. I've not watched Ted Lasso. No. Brandon, and expect an easy win, but this shouldn't make us optimistic for the weekend. Some fans always tend to jump the gun. Rashi auditioning from today, says Hitton. If Marcus Rashford's is auditioning from today, this club is dusted. If this is another chance for Rashford, then the club's dusted. The decision should have been made already. He's not, if he scores a hat-trick tonight, we shouldn't be going, oh, let's keep him again. Like, the decision should be made. It's as simple as that. I'm bored of giving people more chances. So, no, he's not auditioning for anything. You're either selling him or you're keeping him. Only one keeper on the bench, Mark. That's good. Forever Bold says, good evening, Mark, and the chat. Thank you very much. Mark, is Ahmad or Rashford leaking the team news? Do you think I'm stupid, Barry? I love how Amrim is... Look, I'm not telling you. Somebody was commenting on the video this morning. Oh, Mark should tell us. No, he shouldn't. There's no rule that says I should tell you who the leak is just because I know who it is. They don't leak to me, and I'm not going to grass them up. I love how Amrim is going for a win. Respectful, says Warwick. What about that team says we're going for a win? We're going for a win whatever team you pick, surely. Anyway, thank you very much for that. Your nose is running more than Rashford, says Fairway 5. Yeah, it's a good joke. Twice now. We need Roy Kent. If you know, you know, says Brandon. Thank you very much. No, he's not called Roy. It's Blake. It's not Ganacho, Otto. Shut up. What else? I wanted to talk about something else. You completely forgot me with your shit comments. God. Plzen are... 1 minute. Trying to stream and I'm getting messaged by Maddie. Can you check your phone? Oh, God. You know what? I've done a stupid thing. I had my dinner late today. I didn't have my dinner until 2:30. And I've just eaten now, so it's out the way, because I don't want to eat at 9 o'clock tonight. And, oh my God, have I got a pain here. It's because I've eaten too close together and my stomach's full. And I think there's a nerve that runs near your stomach that's also associated with your left shoulder. I feel like I do when I've had like 6 pints and a curry. Oh, that's the thing about overeating. You don't realise till it's too late. Vinny says, this is debatably our strongest team. Mate, you're an idiot. Don't worry. People will say Goldbridge is being rude. Vinny has outed himself as an idiot multiple times this week, and he's just done it again. Apparently, this is debatably our strongest team. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Bruno in the pivot with Casemiro is our strongest midfield for a start. Leave him in the idiot club, I say. Are you going to do Rangers Spurs, says Matthew? Absolutely not. I'm with it. I know you're sick. At least you're having a good hair day, says Parker. It's not bad, actually, yeah. Hi, Mark. Thanks for all the content, says Psycho. Thank you very much. I was going to say about Plzen, VIKTORIA Plzen, if that's how you say it. We just don't know any. We just don't know how good they're going to be. Is there any news about Nipan, says Emperor? No. And throw some whiskey, lemon juice and honey in the stove until warm. Will save the sinuses. My aunt always gave me that as a child. Says B&V Patrick. Well, okay. There's a few problems there, but there we go. Pilsen sounds like a beer. Well, it is the Czech Republic. They do good beer there. If we win this game, we will go 4th place, says Noel. Thank you. That just reminded me, actually. I'm on a message. When you go... Oh, God. That's our best front four, says JS. Mate, you're having a laugh. We don't even play a front four. We play a front three. There ain't no way on this God's earth that Rashford, Ahmad and Zirkzee is our best front three. It might be the pictures you've got on the wall that you want to have a tug to, but there's no way that's our best front three. Never. Absolutely not. What it is, it's the Rashford FC's favourite front three because Zirkzee can cook. I mean, I like Ahmad. I'm not going to take the piss out of Ahmad. But Rashi and Zirkzee, oh, they can cook together with Ahmad. Oh, my God. I'm seeing triple gold here. Oh, my God. This three's going to cook against Plzen. And then, oh, that should be our starting three, bruv. Oh, this should be it, bro. Yeah, let them cook. Yeah, mate. This is it. Bollocks. Ain't no way this is our best front three. Not in a million years. I'm not saying we've got a best front three, but that's not our best front three. What it is, they stat pad against shit like they did against Everton. I love to see if you go with this front three. I'm not even talking about Ahmad. I don't know why Zirkzee and Rashford, they ain't going to be starting against Man City. That's the real quiz. Absolutely. Would like Rasmus up front, ready for Zirkzee? I don't know. I'm happy with the front three. Absolutely. Play your reserves and try Ahmad out. Got a bigger game on Sunday. Kazim says, do you think Ahmad will start against City? Well, I am a little bit worried about that. I'm a little bit worried. I don't really understand why Dalit and Mazraoui are playing when we've got Man City on Sunday. Amorim talks about rotation and how people can only play so many minutes. And then he's picking first-team players in a game like this when we're playing on Saturday lunchtime. Well, Saturday afternoon. If I could have dinner with 5 people dead or alive, you'd be at my table. Thank you for inspiring a generation of fans, says Jade. Thank you very much, mate. Ryan's done that. Off topic, but I don't believe Tottenham are near being the toughest team in the Europa. There's Frankfurt, Athletic and Lazio, which I think are better teams, says Andre. Thank you very much. What if he's trying to keep building consistency by picking some of our better players instead of resting them, says Sleazy. The lineup's nothing to sniff at, says DMG. And Mitchell, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Biinda should have started the game, says Angel Bob. No, I agree with starting Onana. He had a crap game on against Forest. He's going to start against Man City. You want to try and get a bit of confidence in your goalkeeper. If we win this game, we go to 4th place, says Noel. Oh, my God. Don't tell me that. Christmas and 4th place in the Europa League. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm seeing stars. Oh, God. 4th place in the Europa League. Mate, it's getting so good. I'm so excited. Oh, God. You didn't need to tell me that, Noel. I'm too excited now. Way too excited. I can't speak. I'm glad and agreed we sell McTominay, but he probably would work in this system in one of the 10 positions, says Sean. I think you got it right with I'm glad we sold McTominay. Should have left it there. That was it. Double D says that every club knows we need to sell to buy and will not meet the asking price for any player. I like that we're signing young players. Problem is, will Amorim still be around to bring them through, says Double D. Thank you very much for that. Okay, right, I just need to do something here. Oh, God. Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. It's so annoying. I feel loads better, but my nose is bunged up and running. How can it do that? You're either bunged up or running. Don't do both. Poor. I'm constipated up the nose, basically. Right, okay. We're sponsored by Surfshark on the stream today. That's what I was meant to do. I was meant to do this a minute ago, actually. If you don't know what Surfshark is, it's a VPN. It's a virtual private network, a leading service protecting your online data and privacy. We've got a fantastic deal exclusively for you on the United Stand tonight. But what is Surfshark? It securely safeguards your private messages, your photos, your videos, and your sensitive information. It allows changing virtual location on platforms like Netflix for global content access. So if you've got Netflix in the UK, but you're on holiday in India, just change your location on Surfshark to London and your laptop or phone will think you're in London, and then you can log into your UK Netflix. Also, you can do that on multiple devices at once, so you can be using Surfshark on your phone and on your laptop. It's got one suite including alert for personal data breach notifications, private searching, antivirus, and alternative ID. Also, you can use it on everything like Android, iOS, Amazon Fire. You get the picture. The special offer is use the code UnitedSTAND for an extra 4 months free at the link in the description or by scanning the QR code next to me. So with the code UnitedSTAND, 4 months free. Grab this exclusive offer with the code UnitedSTAND, and it comes with a comprehensive digital protection package with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So check it out. Fantastic bit of kit, Surfshark, and you get 4 months free with that as well. Thank you very much to them. I can't believe how rough I feel. I should not have eaten my dinner then. I am absolutely in agony in my shoulder because I've overeaten. Don't worry, I'm not having a heart attack. I've had this so many times. Yeah, there's some nerve that runs down from your shoulder to your stomach, and I've eaten too much, like a prat, because I was like, oh, I don't want to eat at 9 o'clock tonight, so I'll double up. I'll have my dinner at 3, and then I'll eat my tea at 5. And now I'm like so uncomfortable, and my nose is blocked. I'm bunged up. That's what I am. Right. Get well soon, Mark. Come on, United, says Christian. I don't actually feel that ill. I did yesterday, and this morning I felt rough. Overnight I felt rough. But yeah, my nose is running like a shower. I'm going to have a hot bath after this. If we lose, stupid fans will say Ruben out, says Trucker. Get well soon, Mark. Come on, United, says Christian. I think the whole point about this is just how good the opposition are. This could be a comfortable 4 or 5-0 win, or it could be a real test. I don't know enough about them. Do you know enough about them? I really don't know how good they're going to be. So I think it's going to really come down to that. And that's why score predictions are really difficult tonight, because it depends how good they are. I don't like the green. I want the red. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. Smokey says, love you, Mark. Thank you very much. You know what? Health-wise, I've been really good for about 3 years. In the early days, I used to get these colds quite a lot if you're an old school United Stand fan, but I haven't had them for ages. But you know what it is? Moving house, very stressful, lowers the immune system. Not been getting loads of sleep because I've had loads of things on my mind. And then eating a bad diet for the last couple of weeks because we've not had the cooker. So that's a recipe for a cold. 100%. I like Amrin making changes, says Shahin. Pushing Ahmad to a 10 there after only a few games is a huge positive. He has to be given a chance as a 10. I completely agree, Shahin. I think the most exciting thing about tonight is seeing Ahmad play as a 10. He's already proven that he can play on the right-hand side. So if he can play well as a 10, and actually I believe that there is a case to say that he might even be better in the 10. But the only thing I don't like about Ahmad playing as a 10 is that I don't like Bruno in the pivot. I do not like Bruno in the pivot. And I think we're forcing him into the pivot to find a place for him. Rushskin says, Ahmad's already proven his leaking ability. I saw Victoria against Dynamo and they're crap. Well, we might be able to stat pad then. I mean, the best case scenario is we win 4-0 and everything goes well. But then you'll have to put up with, Rashi's back. Zirkzee's better than Hojlund. Yeah. But I'll take that if we win, really. I want a bit of a confidence booster. Amrim likes a cam and a CDM in a pivot, says Hurtful Replies. Happy holidays, come on United, says Sebastian. Delit was caught out against Forest last game. Hopefully today is a better game for him. His confidence, especially since City is next, says Scott Constantine. Hi Mark, off topic. I know you're feeling under the weather, but wanted to say thank you for battling through to do the watch along. It isn't the same without you, says Patrick Lynch. Thank you very much, mate. Never in doubt. I'm like Bruno when it comes to the United stand. It's very rare that I miss a game. So if we lose, stupid fans will say Ruben out, says Trucker Jeff. Don't complain, Mark. I missed Chelsea game due to work, says Rub. After dinner, I will do some more work. Easy win for United, I can see, says Rub. Thanks, mate. Hope you're doing well. I don't think most of your first team plays in that game, though, do they really? Only 6 minutes away from kickoff. It's flying by here. Chiri says, I think Ahmad is going to get subbed off after 60 minutes for Mount to give him a rest for City. Yes, I think that's the plan, but the plan doesn't always work. What if you're losing 2-0? Hi, Mark. What's your prediction for the game and the Manchester Derby? Well, I'm not going to do my Manchester Derby one before I've done the preview, but I think United will win 3-2. And Zanny says, what? So roadrunners like Hojlund and Garnacho would make that team better. Here we go. Player FC, look. And does Amrin prefer inverted wide players or left footer on the left and right? You'd have to ask him who to blame. I'm glad and agreed with selling McTominay, but he probably would have... No, we've done that one, haven't we? Most important thing I want to say to you is we are on the road to 2 million subscribers. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Let's hit 984,000 tonight. We're only 100 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. On the road to 2 million. Let's get subscribing. And if you have subscribed, please share the video to your socials and let's get some newbies involved as well. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I can't believe there was a point we thought Mount meant the end for Bruno. Imagine we sold Bruno that same season. We would have been cooked, says Item. I never talk about Mason Mount. You know, I was talking about this morning on the morning show about how there's actually very few players we can sell to buy because sell to buy is actually getting value in the FFP to be able to use the funds. Mason Mount would be absolutely terrible to sell to buy. Like, you can't sell Mason Mount and buy anybody else. He's only been here a year and a half and we spent £55 million on him. So no one's going to give us even half of that for him at the moment. So Mason Mount's here for a very long time. He doesn't get spoken about like Casemiro or Anthony or Rashford, quite rightly, but I think he is borderline. Like, he doesn't start. Even when he's fit, he doesn't start for Man United. So I think Mason Mount's an interesting one. Malacia looks happy. Martinez needs the minutes, definitely. I tell you what, there's a few players tonight who need a good performance. Onana, Bruno, Casemiro, Rashford, Zirkzee, Delo. There's a lot of players that actually do need a good performance tonight. Ash says, supporting United now feels like I'm stuck in the past. It's almost like a mental illness. It feels like sleep paralysis, says Ash. You know what I was watching last night? Not porn. Man United 6, Newcastle 2. The year after, at St James's Park, the year after Roy Keane got sent off for his fight with Shearer, right? I completely, you know, some games just you write off, you just forget. We go 1-0 down. Jermaine Genius scores an absolute banger. Alan Shearer's running round the pitch like bloody, you know, Michael Myers from Halloween, trying to kill people. Doesn't get a yellow card until the third tackle. And Paul Scholes scores a couple of absolute bangers. 6-2. And I was watching it. I was thinking, you know what? There's hundreds of games like this. This used to happen every week. We just don't get it anymore. Not Player FC, says Zanny. I just think Zirkzee gets called crap unfairly, even though him and Rasmus have had similar seasons. Also think we should sell Rashford. Fair enough. Good point. Every game we predict 2-3-0, says Turkey. Get better soon, Mark. Hopefully it's not ruined by a disaster class today, says Paramvia. I can't believe there was a point where we thought... I've done that one from Item. Mark, have you tried Otravine? Does wonders for the nose. All of this stuff's not going to help me now, is it? But I wish I'd looked at it earlier. Thank you very much, Jose. Jonathan McGlynn has been a member for 36 months, by the way. What an absolute legend. And I tell you what, there's a lot of illness going around at the moment. I heard on the news today, there's been a 70% increase in hospitalisations for the flu in the UK in the last week. A few years ago, they called that a pandemic. I should have gone, but no, but it's true. They've just sort of, it probably is COVID again, isn't it? They just don't want it. A lot of people are ill at the moment. The positive is, what doesn't kill you makes you strong. No, that's not the positive. The positive is, if you can get over it in the next week and a half, you'll be fine for Christmas. The negative is, whoever you're passing it on to is getting closer to being ill for Christmas. Right, we're up and running here. I'm going to stand up. Should I stand up when I'm not well? I deserve a bravery award if I do. I'm thinking of doing it. Lots of steam, says English. I'm going to have a hot bath after this. I might live stream from a steamy bath. Rory C says there's a white substance you can use that's great for clearing the sinuses. Does it? I didn't know that. Come on, let's kick off, ref. Stop messing around with your clock. I'll blame that on the nose. Right, we're up and running. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. The great thing is, because I can't breathe properly, I feel like I'm a bit drunk. I'm on it tonight, aren't I? A lot of people have said, "Ooh, Goldbridge, you're being a bit aggressive." I'm not being aggressive. I'm just I don't know what I am. I'm being a prat. Mark, can you compare your volume to other YouTube channels? Because yours are far too low, in my opinion. You can have that, Addy. And you can have that as well. I couldn't give a shit. Turn it up. You've got a volume. Why should I do it? I can't do anything else with my volume, mate. It's as high as it will go. So that's basically it. Please call my friend Mitchell a prat, says Jake. Mitchell, you're a prat. I've not tasted my snot, Rizwan, not willingly. World Padlock is really unwell too. Get well soon. And Lee Berman says, I normally put super chats in for a pint, but here's one for a massive bottle of Radox, mate. Thanks, mate. I'd actually appreciate that more than a pint at the moment. Right. Let's have a look at these first few minutes. See what happens. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Some interesting ones coming in. Good play by Ahmad into Bruno. Out to Malacia. Good to see Malacia playing, by the way. I didn't really get a chance to talk about him. Ready for Robbie Savage to talk crap. Oh, lucky. Robbie Savage has been doing TNT Europa League games for years. And you know how I know that? Because we keep being in the bloody Europa League. Good play by Plzen here. Mitchell, thank you very much for your super chat. Feel better, bro. Ignore morons, says Mancanelli. Hope you're doing well, mate. It's always nice to see people that I know have been with us for years. What's on your Christmas list, Mark? And is Seb getting a PS5, says Gold. He's not getting a PS5. I was going to get him a PS5. He's not getting a PS5. There's no point. We've already got a PS5 and he plays on mine all the time. So it's just gluttony to get a PS5 to put in a different room. And I'm not about that. He's getting... He said to me the other day, I'd like an electric guitar. And I thought, this is exactly what you... This is a brilliant present. So I've got him an electric guitar. And he'll be having lessons in the new year. That's the sort of thing you get your kids. Like, if they've got... You can't force it on them. You know, you can't buy them a bloody violin when they've never asked for one. But he wants a guitar. So... I think get him some lessons, get him going, you know. Wonder why resurging Qatar news are flowing around with the clause that Ineos has to sell in the next 8 months if the Glazers sell, says Amar. I don't think there's anything in it. Amar, I really don't. Where did you buy your Christmas tree from? That one, probably John Lewis, is Rashford. What the fuck was that? What the hell was Rashford doing there? Am I missing something? I'm going to rewind this. Here he goes. Malacia's got it. He just dribbles into their player. Man, that is just unbelievable. He's under no pressure and he just knocks it to one of their players. He's got it again, though. He might do well now. He's played a 5-yard pass. That's it. Work your way back. Sell him. He's back. He's back. I'm going to run out of tissues. They're all wet. Wet, wet. The thing about Rashford is, like, you know when he gets the ball, I've seen him get the ball a few times, he just lays off a 5-yard pass. You know, it's simple, but we're paying 300 grand a week. It's the same with Casemiro. You know, you're not being paid 300k a week to play a simple pass. Here's Zirkzee. Where are we going? Does well. Does very well. Does very well. Does very well. Oh, unlucky, mate. Good play by Zirkzee there. Good run. I mean, he got a bit of luck along the way, but that's what you need. Well, I enjoyed that because I think there's a feeling that he can't play as a out-and-out 9, and we do need him to be able to do that. So I enjoy that. Corey, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Corner to Man United. Ivan says, with how the start for Ineos has been, sacking a manager and director of football, should we be worried about our future? We'll have to just wait and see, Ivan, I think. Superfly, welcome to the Members Club. If you had to take a shite... What? That is really weird, Jace. I'm not even reading that. I'll read this one. Happy Christmas to you in the United Stand, says Mushy. And it's a bit degrading with early kickoffs in Europe, says NAU. No. They do it in the Champions League as well. Liverpool played at 5:45 last night. Some people wanted a penalty there. I didn't even see it. Apologies. Encouraging start from Zirkzee, says Constantine. Yeah, Stone's ginger wine heated up with honey. It's great, says Beryl. Thanks, Beryl. Hope you're doing well. I think I got the Christmas tree Stardust. I think I got it from John Lewis because it's got lights already on it. So I'm thinking if it's pre-lit, it's probably from John Lewis. Rubble says, after I broke up with my girlfriend, other couples we know started breaking up too. Now people have been swapping. What's happening? Rubble. This is not That's Football. Mike JBA has just gifted a membership as well. Thank you very much, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Bruno gives up a foul. Ooh. Renato says, Rubble, can I have your girlfriend? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're trying to get to 984,000 tonight. We're about 50 away, I'm told. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And we're sponsored by Surfshark, which you can get 4 months free with the code United Stand, exclusively for United Stand. So check that out as well. I'm about to start the stats carousel, which I'm stunned nobody ever reminds me to do because it's got the stats on. There we go. So 76% possession for United. Hard to sort of tell in the first 7 minutes what sort of game it's going to be, but cross comes into the back post. Onana! Oh my God, the camera had me tricked there. So the Plzen player gets there ahead of Onana because you're watching it on TV, the ball could be going towards the goal, could be coming down, and thankfully it was going down. What's wrong with Casemiro? They would have all been offside anyway. Onana, bloody hell. I mean, he's nowhere, is he? If he was Santa Claus, he's just turned up with the presents at Easter. He's nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I don't know what happened to Casemiro. I think he's been winded by the looks of it. We've all been there. Where Sakiba says he's winded. We've all been there. Oh, remember the first... Who remembers the first time he got winded? Oh, my God. I thought I was going to die. If you've never been winded before, not everybody has. Yeah, Onana did it to Casemiro, didn't he? It comes in. Yeah. Yeah. First time I got winded was in my grandparents' front garden. We were playing football. It was on wet grass. Went to head it, slipped, and landed right on my back. And I was like, takes all the air. It's a weird thing, isn't it, winded? It just takes all the air out of your lungs for a bit. Caitlin says, should I get my husband the white long sleeve jersey for Christmas? It looks nice. Yeah, it does look nice, you're right. What are Man United doing at the back here? Here we go, Zirkzee. No, another bad pass. The trouble we're going to have here is that they're competitive and we're not. And what I mean by competitive is we like it to be all like pretty passes. They're quite aggressive. That's what I meant to say. Oh. Champions League and Onana is officially back, says Dimitri. Mark, you ever did the whack him low, says Marv. Mate, I don't know what it is about these 5:45 kickoffs, but we're getting infiltrated by some right weirdos. I came here to watch you lose your shit when Malacia doesn't put the cross in, says the Superfly. What's he doing again? Oh my God. What is Onana on? He's carried on from the Forest game. Fucking hell, mate. That's 2 crosses he's come for, and I don't know what he's at. They've started off quite well. Got to be careful here. Hi, Mark. Have you caught a cold? Hope you feel better. I have, Ian. Yeah. I have. I'm struggling to breathe. Right, Bruno's got loads of space here. There's the Hollywood pass. And you know what? The day I don't have to watch Bruno Fernandes trying to hit Marcus Rashford with a 40-yard pass is the day I'll be very, very happy. I mean, if we, you know, in wrestling, Shawn Michaels has got sweet chin music. Bret the Hitman Hart used to have the sharpshooter. The Undertaker has got the tombstone. Stone Cold Steve Austin has got the Stone Cold Stunner. Man United have got the Bruno to Rashford 40-yard Hollywood pass. He had about 30 metres to run into. And the first thing he thinks is, oh, Rashford's running. Boom, shakalak. That's not going to make us a decent team, that pass. Even if we score from it. Right, here's Bruno. Into Ahmad. This is better. Into Bruno. Get the ball to Ahmad. Adaraj says, inhale steam and a sauna session would do wonders for your block nose. Yeah, I'm going to have a steaming hot bath after this. Reckon we need to try and sign Bastoni, says Hayden. Oh yeah, that'll work. That won't be hard. Off topic, can I solve your Man City conundrum? The difference is there's no more fear factor. Small teams are not afraid of them anymore. Beth says we're absolutely shit. She's out there. Bruno knows Rashford's strength, so he's got no choice, says James. Yeah, but Amorim, I don't mind. You know, if it's under Ten Hag, fine. But Amorim should not be applauding or rewarding or allowing that pass. It doesn't do anything. It's short-termism. Stop doing it. We really need some hungry players, says Emperor. Jace has gifted a membership. Thank you, Jace. Thanks to Ian White as well. Thanks for all the super chats that have come in early on. Daniel says, you're making me want to blow my nose. I'm trying not to blow my nose. I've only got 4 tissues left, and I want to use one of them later. If you know, you know. Ruben Amorim said on a press conference, we have to outrun Plzen, but plays Casemiro. Says Food. Yeah, but you've got to rotate, mate. You have got to rotate. Who do you think the favourite is for Sunday? I have no idea. Man City. They're their title holders. It's at the Etihad, and they're a better team than us. I think Ten Hag will have a great Christmas, says Sam. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, can you imagine Ten Hag? He's probably going to go skiing somewhere really, you know, top class skiing lodge, and he'll be walking around. And you know they always have a big fire. He'd probably put a chair there, a ball of scotch, and sit there with a big bag of money, just chucking it on the fire. Anybody? Huh? Anybody cold? Huh? More money on the fire? Huh? Yeah? I got loads of money. Yeah? Huh? And throw it on the fire. They'd be loving it. Minted. 15 million. I was saying that to somebody the other day. Someone was saying he might get the Leipzig job, and I think that Malacia and Rashford trying to combine there. I think that if he took the Leipzig job early, he probably foregoes some of his payoff, don't you? I think Ten Hag will have a great Christmas anyway, says Sam. I'm here to watch United lose and see you angry, says Ethan. I don't know whether I would get angry tonight. I don't know. My head feels so... I feel like, yeah... Bruno, I've read that. Foolproof remedy for your nose. Pee on some dirt, then pick it up and inhale it. Heard this from someone from a small Central American community. Yeah, I'm not doing that, Brian. So basically, have a piss on the floor, and then you pick it up and inhale it. How do you inhale piss? Surely, if I just have a hot bath and take a wee in it and smell the steam, it's the same thing. We've all done that. I haven't. I couldn't do that. Ooh. I'm sure Nicole Kidman bathes in her own piss. I'm probably going to get sued now. No, I did read it somewhere. I did. Why are we talking about inhaling your own piss? That's how pissed United have been in the first 16 minutes. You don't get this on Match of the Day. Or the overlap. Oh my God. Onana again gets closed down, kicking out of the back. I don't know what's wrong with him. How do you go from being one of our best players of the season to the last game and a half? Absolute pants. It's a mess at the moment. It's a mess. I wouldn't want to come on in this game. If I was Agate or Garnacho or anybody who's thinking about playing on Sunday, I wouldn't want to get on here. Hi, Mark. Who do you think is the biggest United snake? Says Cal. I don't think any of them are snakes. I don't make it personal. How's the gummy worm? Says Alexander. Don't know what that is. Onana's confidence is shot. Says Addy. I don't think it is. He's a very confident person, Onana. I don't think his confidence is shot. Lee says, yeah, but they've also won one game in their last 10, Mark, and are absolutely shit of confidence. Both teams are in dire form, which makes it interesting. You're talking about City, aren't you? Thanks, Lee. Here's Malacia into Rashford. Into Zirkzee. Good play. You know, I like Zirkzee. He's a good carrier of the ball, but... What? Ryan Turner, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. We do this in Sweden. Piss fumes works wonders. That's from NAU. Smell your own piss. I can't stand the smell of my own piss. I had a mate, right? This is a true story. If you ever went into the work toilets, he always used to have a cigarette. We found out quite early. He said, I have to smoke when I go for a shit because I can't stand the smell of my own shit. I said, that's really weird. Normally people don't... It's not like you enjoy it, but it's not normally a problem. Nice little play between Rashford and Zirkzee there, but he got cut off. Marky boy, we're absolute shambles. Wishing you a speedy recovery, says Mitesh. Is my super chats getting seen, says Darren Michael Bennett. No, we haven't seen him, Darren. Keep trying. Bit better. Casemiro into the low. Good defending. Zirkzee was nearly there. Nice take by Ahmad into Mazraoui. This is a bit better. Bit of possession. It's so... God, 20 minutes has gone already. Bloody hell. I have a remedy I invented 10 years ago. Sugar kills your cells. So when I get sick, I down sugar, chocolate, sweets, chips to kill the germs. Don't know whether people should be following that advice, Parker. For cold, warm turmeric milk, salt water gargle, says Tanai. You got to be stronger there, Zirkzee. Good tackle, Martinez. Play Armchair Football Manager for a second. Assume you need to raise 75 million from player sales. Who goes and for how much, says Fake. Rashford for 35. How much have I got to raise? 75. Rashford for 35. It gets difficult there because I can't say Casemiro because you don't raise anything from it because he's not FFP compliant. So it's tough. Delo. Rashford and Delo. 75 million. I can go to bed early tonight, Andrew, because we'll be done by 8, won't we? Go to bed and watch the fan forum. Or watch it in the bath. Fabian says that Zirkzee's passing is not very good. Matthew McFadden says Rashford for 30, Anthony for 25, Malacia for 10. Yes, but Matthew, if you sell Anthony for 25 million, who's that at the door? Hello, I'm the Premier League, FFP. You don't get that 25 million on your books to spend because you spent 80 million on him 2.5 years ago and amortization says that actually you made a loss. So although you've got that 25 million in your club, you can't use it towards transfers in your FFP. Jude says we're shocking. You know it. You know it. Lads and ladies, we're still 50 subscribers away from 984. Come on. United might be playing shit, but let's get to 984,000 subscribers. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Let's hit it tonight. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 10, at 8. Here we go. Into Bruno, and it's a one-on-one. No! Bruno was the pass. Oh, my God! What the fuck was that by Rashford? Why didn't he pass it to Bruno? Bruno's the pass. Look, Bruno. Give it to Bruno. Give it to Bruno. Don't give it to Rashford. Gives it to Rashford. Rashford what? Does it? Oh, my Christ. That should have gone to Bruno from Ahmad. I mean, I don't know what Rashford's doing. You know. I think Amrin thought the same, didn't he? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Here's Ahmad. Come on. Ahmad. Ahmad. Oh, straight at the keeper. Marco says that's why Rashford's for sale, only for £40 million. I'll personally fly Rashford to Barcelona, says Robert. Mate, you don't need this shit when you feel like shit. You know when you feel ill like this, you should be getting like Man United 10, Plzen 0. Shouldn't have to go through this. WSK says I prefer Ahmad on the wing. That should have gone to Bruno. I don't care whether your name's Ahmad or Rashford. It should have gone to Bruno. We wouldn't get top 5 in any league in Europe, says Josh. Rashford needs to retire or drop down to League One. He ain't that bad, but it's this. I'm not nicking his thing because that's his celebration, but That means something else to Rashford. To me, it means football IQ. Have you got any? And trying to cross it in that situation on your left foot when he hasn't got a left foot was just take your time, calm down. If you have to come back, you have to come back, but retain possession. Good play, Malacia. We wouldn't have done that. I'm worried about the rest of the season because some players are not performing, especially Rashford. The whole team needs to step up, says Mohammed. What's changed since Ten Hag left, says Ishmarsha. Marcus is so bad I can't believe my eyes, says Tusha. Stig says, I can't believe we're this bad. We are playing against a drunk pub team. De Ligt and Martinez are so slow on the ball. It's embarrassing. That's why Rashford's for sale only 40 million. Till when will Rashford keep being picked based on his PR and reputation, says Adaraj. No, but look, you have to pick Rashford in some games because he's on so much money and he's, you know, a high-profile player. But this is not our best team. This is effectively, you know, a little bit of the reserves, isn't it? So it's hard to say whether Rashford's a first-teamer or getting a run out with the reserves. Selling Rashford at a loss is still a net positive, says J-Dead. If Sir Jim Radcliffe truly loves the club, he'd apologise to the fans and reinstate the Christmas party and get straight on the blower to Sheikh Jazim, says Sean. United would struggle in the Conference League the way they're playing right now, says Ewan. Louis Murphy says, I met you at the pod with Ben Faster a while back. Been supporting you for years. Just wanted to say, love everything you do and keep it up. Thank you, Louis. Hope you're doing well. Have a good Christmas as well. Another bad pass by Rashford. I don't know what's wrong with him. Mark, there's no cohesion between these players. They can't even pass to feet. Akshay, I mean, I think that's one of the big things that worries me the most. We've got a brand new manager with a distinctive style of play. Martinez has just literally gone up to Rashford and asked him if he's all right. I've just tweeted there, I feel sorry for him. Like, Martinez has literally just gone up to him and you can tell he's saying, are you okay? And Rashford's sort of like gone, I'm fine. You can tell. It's massively impacting him. I'd love him to score just to get a bit of confidence. Oh, Bruno's cross was all right. Zirkzee just couldn't get his head on it. Taking a break from my 30-page paper for this crap, says Kenda. I was only wishing you well. Membership cancelled, says Darren. Oh, mate, you probably should leave. It was sarcasm. I know exactly what you're talking about. Hosni says, I think I figured it out. This formation needs this to be direct and push through the middle, but we're so used to countering and pushing through wing, making us just look lost. Lady Sam says, Malacia is having yet another good game. Thank you very much for your super chat, Sam. I mean, there's not a lot to write about in this first 27 minutes, I'll be honest. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Driving home for Christmas. I don't think the midfield show enough for the ball off the back four. I think the back five at times. I think the centre backs and sometimes even Malacia in this game, they get stuck with the ball. He's offside, surely. Yeah. Rashi wouldn't score 10 goals in the Championship, says Goldio. This is the type of game Rashford scores too, says Mikey Boy. Thank you very much. 30 subscribers away from 984,000. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Trying to get to 984 tonight on the road to 2 million. Get involved with the United Stand by subscribing. We are live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock with the news show. Normally have a 2 o'clock show as well. Loads of stuff going on match days as well. Watch-alongs, my match reaction where you can do your player ratings, marking every player out of 6, out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. We do all that as well. And then the fan forum in Manchester before and after the game. Lots to get involved in. Make sure you subscribe. Apologies about the cold tonight, by the way. I can't do anything about it. Do you think Rashford knows in his heart he doesn't suit the system and it's affecting him, says David? I think it would affect him knowing that most of the fan base want him to be sold. I mean, you go from being somebody that was adored by the fan base as a local lad to Delo in a 50-50 turning his back again. Hate that. Don't turn your back on the ball. My granddad taught me that when I was about 8. Don't go into a tackle and turn your back on it. You've got to go full frontal. Yeah, if you think about Rashford, he was writing books, doing great charity work, getting medals, you know, from the Queen. You know, Manc born and bred, massively popular, star of the team, rightly or wrongly. And now, I'd say a large proportion, the only supporters he's got are the, you know, absolute obsessed minority. And the vast majority want him gone. So I'm sure it probably bothers him. You can understand that. Here's Bruno, bit of space. Where's the run? Have a shot, Bruno. Yeah, definitely have a shot. Oh, it was good. Good shot. Good save. He was right to shoot from there. People will say, oh, no, another long shot. But ultimately, nobody was making a good run. Mark, seeing some teams with set plays or long throws, what's the one threat we can pose for teams? Do you see anything currently? We're sort of in a bit of a problem at the moment now, man. I said this in the international break. It's going to be really hard to build rhythm because you build rhythm off consistency. And we're playing games every 3 or 4 days. And he's got to rotate his team because people need rotating. It's November. Lovely play by Mazraoui. Always given a free kick. Madness. So you've got to rotate your team, but by rotating your team, you never build any patterns. I mean, I thought that a week ago at the Emirates for 45 minutes we passed the ball really well, but I can't remember what the team was. I can't remember what the front three was. It was Garnacho, Mount, and Rasmus, wasn't it? And then it would have been Bruno and Ugarte. We're nothing like that today. So I think it's really difficult for Amorim to be judged on his style when he's having to change his team every game. This is just something you either understand or you don't. With regards to people will get impatient, but you literally can't learn the system when you're changing the players all the time, because players learn a system by playing together. And you can't play the same team at this time of the season. This is why you need a pre-season. And this is why at the start of the season, you only play 1 game a week. And you can start to build a bit of rhythm. But we can't build any rhythm at the moment, because he's having to change his team all the time. Mark, given what we're hearing about the Idios, do you trust them not to sell Maynard or Garnacho? I don't know, Sam. I would hope that they wouldn't, but we don't have any experience to say whether we should trust them or not. This is very bad, says T-Biscuit. Raphael, thank you very much. Hate this fake pressing, fake tackling, Rashford, says Vita. I've just put an order in for a honey and lemon. Do you think I should put some whiskey in it? Or is that a myth? Is there actually a difference between Rashford and Ferran Torres? Both show moments of quality, but overall not good enough. Thoughts, says Robble. And Rashford's like an ornament your nan won't get rid of because it's sentimental. But if she did, the room would look 100 times better, says Hayden. It's funny, all I see on TikTok is kids crying over Rashford potentially leaving, says Fuge. What? You can't have this conversation without... There's no way of dressing this up, so I'll get taken out of context anyway. But why is it, if you're right, why is it that the youth love Rashford? Are the youth easily manipulated by brand and PR? Like, why would they love Rashford? Because he hasn't been good for 18 months. So what is it that he does that appeals to the youth? I'd more understand it if you were a fan of Rashford. I mean, I used to love Rashford and Martial. They were my two favourite players. But Rashford's offside there. He ain't happy, is he? The thing is, it's so obvious that Rashford visibly ain't there. And Amrim's not happy about it. It's so obvious that he's visibly not there. I feel sorry for him. But then my mind goes, this is Manchester United. He's on 325k a week. It's Victoria Plzen. Just have a word with yourself and sort yourself out. There's still 10 minutes to go. You can change the game. You can change your game. But mentally, he looks like he's checked out in this game already. Well, to be honest, he never looked like he checked in. It's amazing. You've got the world at your feet. And that's the thing about depression. You never know what's going on with somebody. This is why I'll never judge Rashford or any other player based on, you know, how they're coming across on the pitch when they're looking sad, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But obviously we're not a charity as well. You've got to solve that problem. Amrim doesn't look very happy with him. Rashford eyes always look down at the ground, says Face. The youth loves little clips from the past, they're prats, says Vita. He was a kid with potential, now he's average, says Orly. The youth hate Rashford, my daughter does because he ruins school dinners, says Crying Scotsman. Maybe we've had the manager bounce, this is dreadful. I don't know how Amrim turns this around, says Thomas Dyson. Goldbridge is making me feel like my nose is blocked, love the content, says Rips. Whiskey helps, says James J. Delo lost his confidence he had under Ten Hag, says DC. Look at Bruno looking for that ball over the top. Fucking hell. You know what? You know what's worrying me is that old habits are coming back again. Here's Ahmad, lovely play. Can't win that. Renton says, I can't understand why we still favour the left when Rashford is on that side and Ahmad and Mazraoui are on the right. We look so unintimidating on the ball. Thank you very much, Renton. Easy game and we can't even create chances, says Mr. Bruno. Look, as I was saying, old habits seem to die hard. We saw it at the weekend, the inability to play a 5-yard pass, the inability to pick up midfield runners, and we're seeing it again tonight. Bruno looks up, where's Rashford for a fucking pass that's never going to happen. These things should be dead. Like, they should have died the minute Ten Hag got the sack. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be outlawed. I mean, Zirkzee's gone from a fairly positive opening 10 to graveyard shift. Kids love Rashford because it's all who they grew up watching when they started watching, so they have an emotional attachment. Would have been Rooney for me, says Ogren. Good point. Thank you very much. Well, here's a question for you. Who would you give, what player on the pitch would you give higher than an average 6 so far? Considering we're playing a team where you would expect good performances from multiple players. And more importantly, we're playing players that are trying to impress. There's about 7 players on this pitch that aren't starters. Casemiro, Rashford, Zirkzee, Malacia. Delo at right back doesn't normally play there. Bruno in the pivot doesn't normally play there. Ahmad behind the striker doesn't normally play there. So you've got a lot of players who are either playing in a new position to impress or are playing to impress and not impressing. We're 10 subscribers away from 984. Legends, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Thank you, everybody. I don't think anybody... I mean, again, I'd say Mazraoui has been a 6. De Ligt's been a 6. Martinez has probably been a 6. Maybe Ahmad. But beyond that, I don't think anybody else. Usual suspects, isn't it? De Ligt, Mazraoui, Ahmad. And Martinez, to be fair, has done all right. Oh, Malacia's done all right as well. Yeah, Malacia has done all right. Sorry. Another day, another Rashford pylon, says Shakil. I don't think it's been a pylon, mate. I think it's more been about utter confusion as to how he's playing so bad in a game where I actually thought he'd score today. A time when this team can beat City and instill some confidence, they seem to bunch. Who will give City the confidence to bounce back instead, says Wrestle India. This game's needs Rasmus and Agate, says Mr. Bruno. Mate, I'd rather play this out like this with these players and rest the players on the bench. I'd rather have Agate and Mainu and Rasmus and maybe Garnacho not used at all, ready for Man City on Sunday. I wouldn't want them to get involved in this shit. Ref's been a bit shit. Rashford doesn't look with it at all. He doesn't horn. Zirkzee's done all right, says Lad. Yeah, he's just not getting enough of the ball, is he? That's why I'm saying graveyard shift. I'll never feel bad for any professional player, especially on that wage. If it bothers them so much, go for a move, but they won't because the average is fire. The wage is fire, says Maxi. Shite team, shite squad, and not a dime to spend to put it right. Whoever sold the club to Amrim has some serious skill, says Sean. And as bad as Man City have been, they're going to turn us over, says Nigel. Well, yeah, I have seen City get beat, and most of the teams that have beat City have played well. They're not playing well, City, but they're certainly not playing this bad. Fucking hell. Good play by De Ligt. Genuinely one of the worst games I've seen from this team, but still no patterns. Love Bruno, but I don't know what he does anymore, says Dan. Please wish my uncle Lamine a happy birthday, says Nua. There you go. Happy birthday to your uncle. Resin, welcome to the Members Club. Headed away by Delo. And Swami says, do you think I'm happy to turn up to work every day? No. There's days I'm not, but I have a job to do and it pays the wages. Rashford's doing what he loves. Sorry, but no sympathy here. Well, mate, look at me. Last night and today, I'll be honest with you. Oh, curl on that was good. It wasn't our shot, it was theirs. I felt like shit last night and yesterday, and I don't feel great today. And people will say, well, you're probably making money out of what you're doing. But we all make money from going to work. But as much as I would love to just be in a bath watching this on the telly, I'm like, we built a community, for one, and people expect to watch along. And two, as much as I don't feel 100%, I actually enjoy doing it, so I'm going to go and give it everything I've got. You contrast that with some of our players. Well, you've got a responsibility to your fans, the same as I've got a responsibility to this community, and you're playing for Man United. You should fucking love doing that. I mean, I'd go and play for Man United with a cold. got this is not got whiskey in it. It's honey and lemon. And that I don't get that. I actually do not get that. It makes no sense to me. How? Forget the wage. I don't think the wage is relevant. Well, it is relevant, but it's too easy to say they're on 200 grand a week, 300 grand a week. I mean, it's money that none of us could ever comprehend, earning £200,000 a week. It's ridiculous. But look at it like this. Most of you go to work and do jobs that you don't want to do sometimes, especially if you don't feel great in the head. That was better by Rashford, but it didn't find its way. And we're meant to feel bad for these people who are, you know, playing for this great club with a massive, amazing fan base, and then, you know, can't get motivated when they do it. Like, it's privilege. It's ridiculous privilege. It's completely and utterly losing the plot as to what's important. All I know is if I had this cold and flu, nothing would stop me playing for Man United in this game. And it's not like you're playing against City, is it? I think we... it's been booked now. Has it been booked? Mate, honestly, I was not expecting this. It's like... that half of football... if I could encapsulate Rashford's half in football, it's been absolute. Not sabotage, that's not the word. Not meltdown. There's a word for it. It's just been a disintegration, that 45 minutes. From minute 1 to that. I don't know whether it's deliberate or it's just a meltdown, but absolutely shocking. Right, he's got a bit of space here. What can you do? Malacia. Put a cross in as well. Don't want to come across toxic, but I have zero confidence in these players anymore, says Oliver Barnaby. Beth says Rashford on 300k a week is robbery. She's at the ground. She's played the game. She's watching the game. So it's obviously coming across there as well, isn't it? That is a lot better. Honey and lemon. Oh, yeah. Give me a pint. We're just about to hit half time here. Thanks everybody who's tuning in. I think those aliens from space took Rashford's football ability. Don't want to come across as toxic, but I've done that from Oliver. That previous one was from Fox. We need to calm down with Rashford and support him because we need him to play well to attract interest from clubs. He's going to get sold anyway. Mohawk, I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can make any difference. How long will he play Rashford? Absolutely dreadful. We need to keep him on the pitch because to take him off, you're going to burn... If you think about energy reserves, if you take him off, you're going to burn Garnacho or Rasmus or... You know, I'd put Anthony on, actually, because you're not going to use him in the City game. Vabev says, I think these players are tactically poor. I don't think any manager can teach them a style of play. I think this is a great point, Vabev. You can't polish a turd. You can bring a good manager in, but I just don't think these... Look, Ten Hag had a system at Ajax, and he couldn't get these players to do it. Unfortunately, he bought some of these players, though, so he has to take responsibility. But Amorim didn't buy any of these players. I just don't think they've got the IQ. Put me on 300k a week and I'll play till I collapse, says King Fix. New drinking game idea. Take a shot every time Mark says the word community. Says that. I don't say it that often, Ash. You'd be sober. So Zirkzee kills the break, always passing backwards, says Shannon. And should Amorim's tactics be questioned, says Zach? No. No. You know why they shouldn't be questioned? It's the same as like... it's like asking somebody who doesn't speak English to, you know, play the part of Ian Beale in EastEnders, and they can't speak English. They're not going to be able to do it, even if it's a brilliant script. So what we've got here is we've got a guy with a plan that everybody knows is a good plan, but then we've got people who can't interpret it. Should Amorim's tactics be questioned? No. Richard Arnold and Murta sabotaged us, says Abby. Thank you very much for that. And TK Crow says, if I'm Amorim, I'm bringing Roy Keane in to give these players a hairdryer treatment every day. I don't care if we lose. I just want to see I want to see effort. Yeah, but you know what? I've got to say this. People say bring Roy Keane in. But, all right, I could say, all right, what's the great thing about Roy Keane? He comes in as a Premier League captain who's played for Manchester United. So he comes in with an authority. But the modern player doesn't give a shit. They don't give a shit about that because they're privileged. They've had their arse wiped since they were like probably 12 when they were told that we can't lose you. And they've been earning massive wages since they were like 17. They're privileged. They're set for life. They earn 200, 300k a week no matter what. Roy Keane coming in and shouting at them is not going to suddenly make them work hard when they check their bank balance and say, oh, it's Friday, another 200k's gone in. That doesn't work anymore. It's just, I get why people say it, but it's really simplistic. If you were at work tomorrow and, you know, you're a bit lazy, and they brought in a real taskmaster who goes, you're lazy, do more work now. And then you go, 1 minute, just checking my contract, okay? There's nothing in here about being sacked for being lazy. I earned this amount of money, and if you want to get rid of me, you need to pay me massive amounts of money or find me somewhere better to go. So, you know what? Shout all you like. I've got all the power. And there's people going, let's bring Roy Keane in, let's do that. But these players aren't scared. They're wrapped up in contracts. They've got the power. So if they're not motivated, it's going to be very hard to get them motivated, isn't it? I mean, you say Roy Keane, let's make it, you know, more relevant. If I walked into that dressing room now, as I'm sure many of you would, I wouldn't hold back in going, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. You're playing for Man United. Why are you doing this? And they'd probably look at me and go, regardless of whether I've played the game or not, they'd probably look at me and go, who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? I'm considerably richer than you. I'm set for life, and whatever happens, I get paid. And that's the monster that we've created. Now, if you walk into a football team that's playing an FA Cup second round game, and some of them are electricians and painters, and this is not their day job, and you say, look, if you don't fucking sort yourselves out, you're being subbed off, there's jeopardy there. That's what I'm talking about. There's no jeopardy with these players. Casemiro, 350k a week, regardless of whether you pick me. They're not motivated. That's the problem. And I don't think you get motivated when you're on that level of money just because Roy Keane comes and shouts at you. Roy Keane's been there before, remember? There was an article about this a couple of years ago. Roy Keane went into Carrington and spoke to some of the players, and correct me if I'm wrong, he said there was attitudes in there that he wasn't impressed with. Cristiano Ronaldo, this is the mic drop. Cristiano Ronaldo was at this football club. He was there, staying late, getting there early, telling some of the younger players what to do. They didn't listen. He said it in an interview. He said, look, One or two of them did, but a lot of them, they don't want to listen. And he's the greatest. He's the greatest player in living history for getting the absolute maximum out of a talent that wasn't as good as a Maradona or a Messi or a Zidane. Ronaldo's talent is great, but he took it to a level through immense work, dedication. And he is the best role model you could have in a dressing room because he took a talent that was there and made it godly. Our players didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen. And Ronaldo said that himself. So this is the problem. The warning signs are there. Many people look back on that Ronaldo interview and say, you know, that was the one. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We are 10 subscribers away from 984,000. Trying to hit that tonight on the road to 2 million. Get involved with the United Stand. Player ratings would be very interesting at the full time. I'll tell you my half-time player ratings. Onana, 5. Delo, 5. Mazraoui, 6. De Ligt, 6. Martinez, 6. Malacia, 6. Casemiro, 5.5. Bruno, 5. Ahmad, 6. Rashford, 4. Zirkzee, 5. That's my half-time scores. Hard-working staff have their bonuses cut, yet Rashford gets 300k a week, says... who said that? Josh Deacon. Thank you very much, Josh. Varun, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. You think Rashford will actually be better in any other team because this is shite, says Wrestle India. That was so boring, I'm actually falling asleep, says Salim. The chat's been good. Slow Sports News says, can someone get me a coffee? It's putting me to sleep. No hunger in this team. NBA teams have salary caps. Could this help, says Matthew. The women's team play better. Rashford out is trash, says Carnage. Better yet, take a shot when Beth says, but, or if I'm being honest, or leave your comments below. I love Beth. We would rather be drunk, says James. Some United fans think it's an easy episode of Gordon Ramsay football nightmares. All it is missing is a lick of paint in the dressing room when it's not, says Dance. Good point about player privilege. Remember the days when young players had to clean the seniors' boots? Yes, Vikas. The likes of Neville, Keane, Beckham, they'd have been cleaning boots. Nowadays, no, but he does that. It's like playing Stoke in the 2010s, says Jonas. These players are a joke, with the exception of a few. How long before the leaks come out of Amorim making us run and work too hard, says Rookie. Well, I think one of the interesting things at half-time is, one, will he make any changes? But two, he looked furious at times in that first half. One of the boring games I've ever watched were pathetic, says Sybil. Amorim has the same problem Arteta had. We need to clear out these players that have stinky attitudes. Only then will the mentality change, says Robert. I'm taking my younger brother to his first United game against Southampton. Can you give a shout out to Corey? We both love the videos, says Reese. Well, it's a good game to go to because there's a very high chance that we'll win, I would hope. Cole says, depressing half of football. Some of these players should be dropped into the reserves. The kids would have put in a better shift, says C74. The hardest thing is caring about players who are in ownership who don't care about us. I've not felt this disconnected to United for years, says Daniel. It's effing VIKTORIA Plzen. Tactics shouldn't be needed, says Fuge. Why can't we break teams down? I mean, that's a good point from Fuge. We shouldn't need tactics in a game like this. You know, there should be a natural rhythm. Red Devil says, Rashford's a disgrace to the badge and the number 10 shirt. Rack City says, corpses in dropped caskets can move in more pace than this lot. There's no players who's covered distances themselves in glory from the beginning of the season. The Geek Therapist says, I'm a therapist and would, if sports psychology are helping these players, the players are low in all areas, mood, energy and mentality. Thank you very much for that. I've just picked up 2. United says it looks like they're still asleep. And Sheriff says, all I know is that if you come from poverty and God grants you a blessing, you shouldn't take it for granted. Also, I wonder in Amorim's head who falls under the categories of sell now, sell later and don't sell. Finally, I keep wondering about the door behind you, says Sheriff. And Mank in LA says, it doesn't matter what coach you bring in, the rotten culture built over a decade by the Glazers has ruined us. Overpaid players we can't shift. I'm appalled. Casemiro and Rashford tweeted fire on the first day with Amorim and haven't put a shift in for a month. And to say they're the senior staff shows where the problem is. I don't know whether they did that or not, by the way. I'm just reading the comment. But the problem's not when a new manager comes in, because the manager is always going to make everybody smile at the start. But the problem is the the fans in our fan base who, when a new manager comes in and crap players start smiling and everything, and they think that they're still going to be smiling in a month when they've been dropped, that's when the reality kicks in. He can't pick everybody. They perform shit and still get paid. Mark, imagine such a job and you still don't give respect to it. I'd love these players to get bloody discipline, says Tane. Bruno doing a Rabana instead of a simple pass, says it's Dave in it. And who was the last player we had to score 20 plus goals, says Shaquille? Probably Rashford, I would have thought. And Chuck says the best thing, Chuck says, love the show, keep up the hard work. Quick question. Where did Man United go? I feel like we haven't seen them in years. It's a fair point. The best thing I can say about Zirkzee, says Marquitos, is that Rashford has been a million times worse. Packet for crisps and some change would do. And we can't string two passes together, says Alan. Mount would excel in this type of a game, says Hamza. Mike gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Would you make changes at half-time, Mark? Well, in ordinary circumstances, I'd change as many people as I could. We're only 5 subscribers away from 984,000, by the way. So close to changing it on the road to 2 million. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and share the video if you've already subscribed. I think that if I was making changes ordinarily, I'd be making a lot of changes. I mean, honestly, the performance from Rashford was so bad in that half, it has to be a substitution. But we're playing Manchester City in 2.5 days' time. And I don't want to burn Garnacho or Mount for 45 minutes when I might want to use them on Sunday. Because, so I think I would bring Rashford back on. I wouldn't be making any subs because I'm looking at the bench and I'm looking at how that team has played in the first half. And I'm looking at Man City on Sunday and I'm terrified. I'm like, those lot have all been shit. The people on the bench haven't been infected by that shit yet. But if I bring them on, I'm also damaging their fitness. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, I don't want to bring any of this lot on because I want to keep them fresh because this lot are shit. And I'm almost of a mindset of going, I don't want to burn any of my bench for this shit. I'm better off burning the shit and hoping that they actually get a little bit better. Almost like play them into some sort of form. So I wouldn't be making any subs because I don't want to burn my players for Sunday. I think you're better off just sticking with what you got. It's not like, in fairness, a draw wouldn't be a bad result. It would be a bad result, but it wouldn't be in the context of the league. And they haven't looked like scoring. So I think I will. I think I'd keep it how it was. The dude is a member and says, why do you hate Rashford so much? Mate, why do you not see his inadequacies as a player? I don't hate anybody in football or in life. What I do is give a fair opinion. That's all it is. It might be different to your opinion, but I don't hate anybody, and he's absolutely shit tonight, and I'd sell him like that. I hope he can turn it around, but I'm not gonna hide the fact that he's been terrible for his fan club. Yeah. Krishna, thanks for gifting a membership. The club should start... Anyway, it makes me laugh because apparently I'm always sticking up for Rashford. Excuse me. Apparently I'm always sticking up for Rashford. So I don't know, I don't really know what you're getting at, really. Let's get the second half up started here. There are no substitutions at half time, so hopefully there's a kick up the arse. There we go. The club should start fining these players for poor performances, says James, and the Glazers allowed the club to descend into a Playboy-style holiday camp, and the motivation has been drained away from the hard work Fergie did, says Terence. Our fall-off is worse than Liverpool in the 80s and 90s, says 5 Cantonars. Half the team needs to go. Get rid of Rashford for Kvaratskhelia, and we'll see change right away. Players are just bad, says Audi. And would we be in this position with Sheikh Jazim, says Abby. Realistically, when do you think we'll win the Prem? Got no idea, Faniel. At what point does the board say enough is enough and get rid of these players, says Joey. And the only reason I want us to win the match is to avoid watching United play one more game. Can't imagine I say this about a club I support, says Akil. I'd like to see Garnacho and Rasmus come on, says Daniel. Another bad pass by Delo there. Why isn't he using Bienda, says Chris. And we're making Amorim look a bang average manager, says Dylan. And admin says, how can we fix these problems with the Glazers still in? It seems like we can't get rid of them. Francis says, why do I see Man City beating us despite their terrible form? Because they're not this bad. Petit said on TalkSport that we sell De Ligt and keep Maguire. Seriously, what's wrong with the mainstream? Mate, just because they've played the game doesn't mean they watch football or understand it. I'll keep it real with you guys. Bruno is a must at 10. None of our better 10s can create anything. Our next options are Mount and Garner. I like it, Item. I like what you're saying. I completely agree with you. I don't really like Bruno as a pivot player. And I think we massively miss him as the 10. Mark, we all love you and all the team there. Don't let the haters grind you down. Big up from Dublin, says Andy Kane. Thank you. And Patrick Lynch says, Rashford is a high-earning senior player who doesn't look interested. What kind of message does that send to the rest of the team? Netflix and Chilwell says, I was yawning and watching that. No one finds space and they hit and hope. We should be selling at least 5 of these players, but it's not a good advertisement, says Netflix and Chilwell. And M says they've got low football IQ, no diagonal runs. They just meet the ball in the middle and pass back. No movement and passion. And Jackie Boy says, if we don't win, we'll be in the playoffs, which is an extra game. We won't be in the playoffs. I'm going to have a look at the league. Oh my God. That's 1-0. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Absolutely don't talk to me. Absolute prats. Start of the half again. It's like Ten Hag's back. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you know what? The message we've sent out in the first half is abysmal. He's had a half-time chat and we're 1-0 down. You know what? It's like with United. You've been swimming around in a pool and there's a crocodile in it and you haven't been eaten. And then you come out of the pool for a little, oh, it's Onana again. Fucking Onana again. What's wrong with him? What is he doing? He has gone from one of our best performing players this season to total shit in 2 games. What is he doing? Absolutely incredible. Oh, mate, I just don't get it. What has happened to Onana? Answer on a bloody postcard. Just... He was absolutely fine. As I said the other day, I think Onana is somewhere in Manchester having a week off. He's in a bar somewhere. Someone send us a picture. He's here, he's in a bar, he's having his Christmas party. United have given Onana a week off and said, don't worry, we'll put a mask on someone and they'll never know the difference. Who is this imposter? He's not been like this all season. Lemon pip. Right at the start of the half as well. Again. Zirkzee, come on. Can't hold on to the ball, can he? Oh, dear, dear. Frustrating that we can't focus on our team improving with so much toxicity. Player FC hiking ticket prices. Don't feel United any better as that guy. And this is what I was worried about. Because you're playing Man City on Sunday. You don't want to be using these players that are on the bench. And now your backup players that are meant to be, you know, winning the game 3 or 4-0 and showing you that they're part of the future, they've absolutely stabbed you in the back. So now you've got to start burning your first team players from the bench to try and rescue this game. So what's going to happen now is we're going to burn everybody. So we won't have anybody left for the Man City game because we're going to have to start using the bench now. I thought that was a foul on Zirkzee, ref. Come on, you were giving them fouls in the first half. Oh, good defending there. But again, it's just we're just looking for that long ball all the time. Ahmad. We've been way too individualistic in that front three as well. They're all looking to take people on. Amrin wants to rest players, start Bienda, as girls come to me. Would you swap playing Wounded Man City for a replay match versus Arsenal? Says Bowie. No. Like you said, you can't polish a turd, but you can glazer it, Mark, says Terence Roberts. Do you think that the upheaval above, plus all the stuff in the media about sales, could have had an impact? We need to stop making excuses for these people, mate. We'd play for United for free. Onana needs to go, says Shan. Hi, Mark. I'm Reese's brother. He is taking me to see United for the first time, says Corey. Big shout out to Reese. Please, could you call him a prat? I think you could put in a better shift than Rashford. Thanks, Corey. Enjoy the game. Onana has been space jammed, says World Padlock. And I hope Amrim has the bollocks to drop Onana, says Phil. I mean, look, honestly, that Onana mistake was... I mean, he had a shit game against Forest. And that mistake there is just... He was making mistakes in the first half. It's just weird. Abhijit says, at Ten Hag's start, players showed heart, which got us through the games. With Amorim, I don't see this. If Ineos insists he works only with current players, this project feels doomed. European Onana returns, says Rob. Onana needs to go. This is beyond stupid, says Jordan. I'm sick of this ball-playing goalkeeper. I mean, I'm not going to say anything spot on because I'll just get Rashford's gone here. He might be gone. Second yellow. No, he might get away with it. Nah, it wasn't that bad. It's a bit. It could have been. It could have been. Could have been a second yellow. I'm sick of this ball-playing goalkeeper. As I said, I don't want to say I told you so, but I said we never should have got rid of De Gea. We don't deserve this as fans, says Robert. Onana, what's my name, says Stephen. Onana can play in the cold, can't play in the cold, says Dimitri. Joey's laughing at us and me. Highest paid player for Plzen gets 310k a year, says Cedric. And regarding the... I mean, I don't even know what that pass is from Onana. He's trying to pass to De Ligt, but the pass is never on. And also, De Ligt is not passable to because he's got two players near him and he can't see what's behind him. It's a terrible pass. A terrible pass. Regarding the info that the club is aware of the leaks, why can't they suspend the players involved, says Kissely. Well, it's up to them, isn't it? Constantine says Onana's trash. Zirkzee gave the ball away 16 times in the first half, says Tyrone. And would you rather risk promoting a youngster earlier than he's ready or let a player like Rashford overstay, says Jeet. Thank you very much for your super chats there. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. And Zirkzee is like having a skinny Lukaku who got his leg amputated in the war, says Jack. I don't think Zirkzee's been terrible. I see this with Rasmus all the time. You're in the graveyard shift, you've got no support. Look, I realistically think when you start targeting the striker, and I have said it before, Rasmus is coming on. It's got to be for Rashford. Yeah. Off he goes. Maybe he's keeping him back for Man City. There's no shake of the hand from Amorim either. No acknowledgement from Amorim for Rashford there. I mean, you'd be stunned if Amorim's not saying, how do we move this player on? But yeah, I think it's not even worth talking about. We've spoken about it so much this week. I think it'd be good for him to move on as well. But, you know, having to use Rasmus for 35 minutes now when we need him for the derby. So Zirkzee will play in as a 10 now. Rasmus will go up front. As I said earlier, we don't win this game. Higher chance we don't win the Europa, which means no Champions League football, says Jackie Boy. How can these players ever believe again? Every time they manage to not concede as a team for half a game, someone screws up, says Aviani. These players have destroyed the joy of football for me. Sell them all, says Ollie. Wasn't trying to give an excuse, but Ineos have championed stability and provided none. I agree too many aren't good enough, says Andy. Thanks, Andy. This can't be Amorim. Get the deadwood out, says Chad. Zirkzee's that have done that one as well. It's hard to see a way back. I mean, I was just looking at the stats here. It's hard to see a way back. I mean, we've had 2 shots apparently. I don't remember either of them. 1 corner. Look, where has it gone wrong for United? It's all right moaning. It's been bad, but where has it gone wrong for United? We've not won the midfield. Casemiro and Bruno have never got to grips with the midfield. We've not got hold of the possession, and that's key for me. It's the game is too chaotic. You won't see this type of performance from an Arsenal or a Liverpool. In fairness, you won't see it from a fucking Brighton or an Aston Villa. We've not got to grips with this midfield at all. The possession is just, there's no authority. I mean, look at that from Delo. Fucking rubbish. Wins the ball back. Where are you? You know what? I'd be playing that clip to him tomorrow and I'd be saying, you win the ball back really well. Where's the pass going to? And Zirkzee gives it away. Like, there's just no care for the ball. What's the tissue count at, Darren? Oh, must be about 4. System relies on wingers as a wing-back, which we don't have, says Ryan. We need to do what Chelsea did and buy a load of goalkeepers and give them a chance, says Jim Jones. Do I think United will win this game for AR? I've seen absolutely nothing to suggest that we could win this game of football. Yeah. How was he on the unsellable list? Get Hermansen at Leicester immediately. If they stay up or go down, send Onana back to Barcelona youth team, says Revel. I hate Binder, but would he pass to the other team? Rasmus is in. Shot straight at the keeper. At least it was a chance. I would sell Onana for a can of Pepsi and a bag of crisps. Says Gregory, Rashford needs to go as well. Sell all our players other than the kids. And Caitlin says, I hate Binder, but he would he pass to the other team? Good takedown by Zirkzee. Very good. Now pass. You know what? He holds on to the ball for too long. Zirkzee is clearly very technical, but he holds on to the ball for too long. Anthony's coming on and Mount's coming on. Well, he's got to start making subs, hasn't he? Malacia comes off. And Zirkzee comes off. There's a lot of players who are playing a lot of minutes that you're going to want to play on Sunday. We're currently 14th in the Europa League as it stands. And obviously we're playing earlier, so a lot of people could bypass us. So we're firmly in the whole area of having to play a qualifier at the moment. Need to be ruthless with goalkeepers, as Arteta was, says NAU. It's interesting because I did that video about Onana at the start of the season. It's on the channel. And I sort of dissected my concerns with him. And ever since that video, he actually started playing really well. But the last couple of games, those concerns are back. And this is my problem. Last season, I had a lot of concerns with Onana. His ability to come for crosses, the way he is very top heavy and doesn't get down for low shots very well. His positional sense isn't great either. He's had about 4 good months and then 2 bad games again. And this is the problem. We start saying a player's back, but 4 months isn't long enough. It's got to be more than that. Lovely play by Ahmad. Oh, Rasmus scores 2-2, 1-1. Brilliant play by Ahmad. I mean, Rasmus is not going to miss that. It's an open goal, but it all comes from Ahmad. That does. Brilliant, brilliant play. 1-1. Instant from the subs. But look at this from Ahmad. Goes for the shot. Comes to Rasmus. 1-1. Got one back. That was brilliant by Ahmad, though. That's what he can do. That's what you should be getting from the likes of a Zirkzee and a Rashford, really. That type of quality. Onana will be benched by Amarim, mark my words, says Fit for Bitcoin. January is make or break for the season, says Penn. Ivan's just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Honestly feel like a good time for me to take a break from watching football. Can't do this forever, says Amrit. At what point do we accept that this is what Onana is? He will always have a clanger in him, says Free Immortal. And no one talks about it, but Mount was best as a right winger for Chelsea, says Ross. Top training. Do you think Rashford still feels as confident as he did on his new manager welcoming post a couple of weeks back? Says FIFA Beetle. Is that what he posted? To those saying they hate Bienda, I honestly think that's unfair considering he's never been given a chance, says Vinay. United manager is my dream job. Early retirement and a huge payout. Sign me up, says De Burka. And it's disgusting how dumb some of these players are, says Vita. And Callum says the towel's been thrown in because Anthony's on. Well, he played the pass to Ahmad. Ricky says the lack of acknowledgement from Amarim to Rashford on the sub. The writing is on the wall. I'm not even mad. This was inevitable for real change, says Ricky. I don't know whether it's just where Amarim was, but there was no acknowledgement. You're right. Oh no, I'm bleeding again. I knew that was more than a paper cut. So 25 minutes gone, a point at the moment. I saw Bienda play once and he did not inspire me, says Chiri. I think he has played a couple of games, hasn't he? But you look at the Forest game and he cost us, arguably, well, he definitely cost us 1 goal. That would have been a point. You could argue he cost us 2 goals. He's cost us a goal tonight. At any level of football, you can't have people who cost you goals. Oh my Christ, look at that. Need a plaster, big time. That's a bad cut, that is. Look at it. It's opened up. That was... I nearly chopped my finger off yesterday. God, I'm falling apart here. My finger injury's bleeding from yesterday, and my nose. I probably need stitches, you know. So I wrap it around like that. There we go. I'm running out of tissues. I've not run out of tissues this much since I was about 14. Go on, shoot, Martinez. Oh, no, he's had it blocked. No, basically yesterday I was cutting some plastic with a saw, and as I went like that to get the groove, it slid off the plastic and went straight across my finger. A proper big saw. You know the teeth the saw's got on it. So 3 of them literally sliced across my finger. I mean, it makes me sick thinking about it. But everyone was like, it's only a paper cut. It's only a paper cut. And I can't... It's not clearly not just a paper cut because the wound has opened again. Could have been a penalty on Rasmus, that. Apparently I missed the low shot. Probably for the best. It's disgusting. Thank you very much for that. How does a goalkeeper inspire, says Abby. Nice ball into Mount. I think he gets to get... Yeah, he's given a goal. Corner. Thank you. Oh, no, this is going to make me look an idiot on a stream. No, that's not a penalty. You get the ball. Right, this is going to make me look an idiot. What the hell do you do with a plaster like that? Have we got any nurses in here or doctors? Like, what? I feel that that's specifically for a finger, but I can't figure it out. Oh. No, I still can't. It goes, it's because of between your fingers. Put it like that. Could put it over my knuckle. I don't know how that works. Put it like that. Yeah, but it's not going to work because it's so low down on my finger. That bit's not going to work, is it? Can't figure it out. Oh well. Let's just go for it. I think we're going to win this game now. I can't believe it started bleeding again. Right, let's get you on. I'm just going to go like that. You're going to go around like that. You're going to go around like that. You're going to go around like that. And I don't know what you're going to do. That doesn't really work that well for that one, but that'll do. That'll do. Don't put it over your mouth. Mark, you really do bleed red. I do, but we all do, don't we? 20 minutes to go. Crisscross the things makes for better movement. It is better movement, but the problem is the bottom bit is going across the knuckle because it's quite low down. Lecken says we've been much better after the subs. Yeah, we have. I can't wait to have a hot bath. I'll take a point here. Move towards City. Oh, 2v2 for Plzen. And Anthony's one of the defenders. Good play by Mazraoui. He's had a good game again. In a bad game, Mazraoui's been good again. What a signing. He's just so consistent. Even in a shit game, he stands out. Only players we should keep are Delit, Mazraoui, Mainu, Yoro, Garnacho, Yoro. Twice. Ahmad, Agate and Bruno. Everyone else can leave. They're horrible, says Mikael. I'd keep Rasmus as well. It's like casualty on a Saturday night, this, says Fred. The resurgence of Anthony right there. Well, I'll tell you what, that should have been a goal. I don't know why Rasmus didn't get on the end of that. Was he a bit unlucky? Crisscross the things, makes better movements, says Eric. Mark, you really bleed red, says Oswaldo. You missed it because you're sorting your finger out, but Delo cut in to try a shot from 30 yards again. He missed the ball completely, swing and a miss. Cyber Spider, it's so annoying. Bayern saw Zirkzee's flaws early on and shipped him on loan, and he's been floating from club to club since. He seems a bit sloppy all round, says Dennis. Peter Boothroyd says Onana is the Cameroonian Roy Carroll. Cy D says, oh my God, that wound. Fight on, brave little soldier. I'll do my best. How does a goalkeeper... I've done that one from Abby as well. Please do subscribe, by the way. I think we've hit 984,000. Oh, they've just had a chance to shoot wide. Yeah, bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. Love for the game says, can someone stop? Ask Salo to stop shooting. Our deliveries on set pieces are a real problem, says Robert. 15 million for Man United's player of the season. Thank you, by him, says Leon. I think United's players prefer it when Rashford isn't playing, says Scott. And Sam Claridge says, what percentage of crosses don't get past the first man? Bruno, our delivery is shockingly bad. Mate, when you look at Arsenal and how many of theirs are on point, it's shocking that a professional footballer can't beat the first man. I agree, Sam. Amorim is creating us more chances. We need a finisher, says Amil van der. Daniel Jackson says Mazraoui is our best signing in 10 years. I remember that this team that we're playing, they've not been beaten. Good ball by Bruno. Someone in the chat says we need Gyökeres. We need service before we need Gyökeres, mate. Sean, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. No, Sean gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Sean. $15 minutes to go. It's been a horrible game. It really has. I can't stand Delo. He costs us 5 games a season. I think he's the worst right back in the league, says York. I like Delo. I think he's had a bad... he's had a bad month, hasn't he? I mean, I can't remember whether he was bad under Ten Hag, but he's been really bad under Amorim. But look, some of them, you know, there is an adjustment period. The new goalkeeper coach that was signed in the summer, Onana, improved. Since he's gone, his form has dropped. Do you think this has affected him? Did he go, Callum? That might be a very good observation, actually, Callum. Here's Anthony. Don't cut inside and shoot. Bruno, don't shoot. Oh, I didn't do anything. Live it again. Don't shoot. Pass. Pass, 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 pass. Pass. Oh, fucking hell. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help it. Anthony shoots a million miles over the bar. They're all trying to shoot. Enchanted Owl says, we're going to draw, man. I mean, to be honest, I would have took a draw 20 minutes ago. Richard, thanks for your super chat. Is a draw a bad result? Not really. I mean, you want to win, but from how bad we've played, probably would. I'd probably, you know. To be honest with you, I think the game just being over is a bonus. Should have brought Eriksen on for Zirkzee to get some control. Time for a stretch, mate, says Shady. I feel too rough. Anthony into Ahmad. The ball is Mount. The ball is Mount. Let it go, Mount. Goal! Oh, for God's sake. I actually think Mount should have let that go. I think the player behind him, maybe Delo, was the better one. It was more on to Delo on the right foot. But Mount should score that. Good save by the... I mean, you've got to give credit to the keeper. It's a good save. Mount's had that sort of career at United, hasn't he? I mean, I remember before he got injured at the start. I remember against Fulham, he missed a couple. He's been a bit unlucky with his finishing. Here's Ahmad. We've been a lot better with Mount instead of Rashford or Zirkzee, though. I mean, you can't argue about that. A lot better. Delay would have skied it. Fair point, top bins. Fair point. Look, I think we're better off with Mount than we are with Rashford or Zirkzee. He should have scored there, but we're definitely better. Will anything truly change under Sheikh Jazim? He's not coming in, Brendan. Shady said we should have brought Eriksen on for Zirkzee to get some control. Look, Amrim's been ruthless. Absolutely ruthless with Eriksen. I don't think Eriksen's had a sniff, has he? Did he not start him against Ipswich and then he's barely picked him since? He didn't even put him on the bench in a game. So it's interesting one. So what we got here? We've got about 12 minutes to go, and I mean, look, one positive: no Mainu, no Agate. I'm trying to think what else he could bring on. He could have brought Garnacho on, I suppose. Not done that. To be fair, though, I think Mount coming on, Anthony coming on, it's not a bad idea to give some people some minutes, is it? And they've certainly, to be fair, with regards to the subs, they've done a better job than, certainly if you look at the subs that we've made, Anthony's done a better job than Rashford. Mount's done a better job than Zirkzee. Who else did we take off? Oh, here we go. Agate and Garnacho for 10 minutes. Who else did we take off? Who did he... We've had three come on. Mount, Rasmus and... Oh, Malacia. Malacia, yeah. Even look, Ahmad has been a different player since the substitutions because he's found more space. I think that's a very interesting learning curve as well. You can have a player on the pitch that's not really in the game, make a couple of substitutions, and you can get them into the game. Flick by Bruno. That's good by Rasmus. There's Ahmad. He needs a pass. Bruno. Well done. Anthony, come on. Nah. Fuck off, mate. Absolutely piss off. I can't be arsed with that sort of shit. I can't be arsed with that sort of shit. Anthony, what are you doing, mate? This sort of stuff's just got to go. Bruno wanted a penalty, I think, but you're never going to get it. But here we go, Anthony, look, wasted time. Rashford has lost his confidence because of the pointless slagging from the social media, says the Himalayan pig. No, he hasn't, mate. That's not what's happened at all. He's on 325k a week and he's not motivated. If you played for United, what position would you like, says Dylan? I'd be right in the middle. The Casemiro role. The conductor. Sebastian said, I saw a tweet comparing Mount to Van der Beek and I'm worried. And Dave says, Rasmus's positioning has got a lot better lately. I agree, Dave. I think some of his hold-up plays better. And his link-up plays better. But that's just coaching, isn't it? Hopefully that can improve for a lot of them. We might win this, you know, now. With Agate on, Garnacho on, Mount on, Rasmus on, Ahmad in more in the game, I think we might fashion a way to win. Lovely. Oh, unlucky. Rasmus did lay that off nicely, but it was just behind Mount. Martin Quinn, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. I'm going to sneeze. Get ready. Oliver says, United, Anthony's United career out of 10. 2. Considering what we paid, 2. Career mode tomorrow. I hope so, Donny. I hope so. We'll see how we feel. The trouble with... Oh, what a bad pass that was. Who played that pass? It was Garnacho, wasn't it? Fucking hell, mate. You can't play a pass like that. And then Mazraoui, it's catching. Passing's terrible. Right. That's it. Into Garnacho. Look for a 1-2. Come on, move the ball quicker. Quicker, quicker, quicker. Number 10 deserves a 1-player rating, says Delicate Official. Player ratings will be very interesting. Links in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Can we even sell Zirkzee? We've not paid for him yet, says Steve Woodley. Well, there's a lot of clubs in Italy that are interested in him. I mean, look, I think it's too early to be, you know, making your mind up, but... James Cave says, get well soon, Mark. Given we've seen lots of versions of the system and players in a few positions, what's your preferred lineup at the moment? That's a great question, James. I mean, look, I'm going to do the preview for Man City tomorrow. Here's Rasmus. He's got to be stronger there. Wins the throw-in. I think Rasmus has got to start up front. Whether we're going to bring a striker in, of course, but at the moment, you can't play Rashford or Zirkzee there. So Rasmus is the best we've got as the striker. Behind the striker, I think it's got to be Bruno. And then, for me, it's going to have to be Ahmad and Garnacho because I don't think you can play Mount and Bruno because there's not enough pace. Midfield pivot's got to be Mainu and Agate. Lovely play between Garnacho and Martinez. Good pass into Bruno. Oh, I put Ahmad on the right. On the left-hand side, it's difficult. And then I'd play Martinez, Delit, and Mazraoui at the moment. Ahmad's the only quality player we've got. It's painful, says Louis. Edward Winder has just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. You're a legend, Edward. Mark, you're generous. I'd give Anthony a 1, says Constantine. Oh, that's a mistake by Martinez. Delit should have the recovery pace, though. I think Delit's had another good game. Mazraoui. Martinez has been okay. Good play. Come on, move the ball. Move the ball, Bruno. Move the ball. Here we go. Rasmus, where are we going? Into Mount. Oh, another good save. That's good. That's better. Players actually making the right choice and the right pass there. Bruno to Rasmus. Slips it into Mount. Shot. Good save. But that's actually probably one of our best moves of the game. Reminds me of the goal that Rashford scored against Everton where Ahmad slipped him in. Their keeper's had a... we could have won this game. That's what I'm trying to say. Onana is a McFred, Maguire level player. Can have some good performances, but ultimately not good enough. We also sold the wrong right back, says Senor. Maguire is destroying Hojlund. Definitely starting, says Red Army. He might start, mate, on Sunday. You're right, he might. Dennis says, the social media slagging merchants need to touch grass. Rashford's completely unmotivated and is raking in cash before heading to Shandong FC. And hi, Mark, would you swap Anthony for Richarlison? Here we go. Oh, Bruno, corner. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner on the road to 984, which I haven't even checked. I'm sure we'd probably hit it, but get involved. Much better game in the last half an hour. They've rescued something that was turgid. It's been much better. Not great, but better. At least we've been relatively entertaining. Now, Mason Mount's on the corner here. I quite like this idea. What would you say is a title for this, for the match reaction? I'm trying to think. Same old story is a good one. Who's standing out in this United team for you this season, says Dylan? Ahmad, Mazraoui. I do think De Ligt is doing consistent work at the back. Rashford out, people are saying. Oh, Rasmus! That's my boy! That's my boy! Rasmus! 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 Absolutely brilliant. Give him the chances and he will score. Feed him and he will score. It's as simple as that. Brilliant. Brilliant goal. That will give him confidence. It'll give the team confidence. Absolutely brilliant. Bruno with the quick free kick. Look, that's quality. That reminds me of the goal against Bodo Glimt. It's not just a shot. It's the way he controls it and then finishes it. There is a striker there. I've been saying this for ages. There is a distinctive finisher there. He needs work, but he's got it. He's definitely got it. You look at the goal against Bodo Glimt. It was control and finish. You look at that goal, control and finish. He's 100% got it. 100% got it. They're penalty box goals, but most of Erling Haaland's goals, I'm not comparing him to Haaland. What I'm saying is, though, there is a striker there. 4 goals in his last 2 Europa League games. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he performed better in the Champions League last year. I think he was quite good. I think I'm right in saying that. I've got a title now. That's just solved it. Well, it's nice to get a win out of this because bloody hell, we've had to suffer for that. As fans, that was bloody shocking. But I said as soon as we made the subs, massive difference, isn't it? It's like night and day. And that puts us in a much better position now. We're into the top 8 in the Europa League. Well, you take that. We might get an interview with Rasmus afterwards now because Beth's out there. Watch out for that. Make sure you subscribe. I'm sure we'll get an interview with the player because they've won. That tends to be the way it works. Just be careful. Just be careful. They've won a corner. 5 minutes added on. Right, corners. We're not good at corners. That's it. Right, we're on a break here. It's a 3v1. This has got to be a goal. Play it at the right time. I don't know whether he's played it at the right time. Garnacho. Good save, keeper. Goal, goal. No. Oh, at least we got the shot off. I think Mount was the pass I wanted there, to be honest. He's miles off. Mate, you're miles offside. Don't even bother. Embarrassing. It's amazing the difference when players who make positive runs and movement rather than stand still or jog around. Goldbridge as legendary Boldy. Hi Mark, first time donating. Love you so much. Do you think this has been Bruno's best match this season? I'm intrigued to see what... We're going to have a section on Bruno, Jason, in the match reaction because I'm interested to see... I'm not going to say anything until we do the player ratings because I don't want to sway either way. I want everybody to make their mind up about Bruno and we'll discuss it on the match reaction because I think you've raised a very interesting point where I think some might say he's had a bad game and some might say he's had a good game and it'll be very interesting to do. I don't like him in the pivot. I don't think he works in that position at all. But Garnacho, albeit erratic, offers penetration. He will develop into a top player, says Himalaya. The thing about Garnacho is things happen when he comes on. They always have. It doesn't always end in good things, but he makes things happen. And that's something that Zirkzee and Rashford don't do at the moment. What do you think Rashford thinks on the bench, says Tanner? He can't, well, I don't really care. I don't think him or Zirkzee can think anything because they started the game, they played for 50 minutes, they didn't do anything. So, what positives do you take from the game, Ashton? That the subs have made a massive difference. We've been a lot better. You know, Mason Mount has been more energetic in that position than Zirkzee and Rashford. I like Rasmus's link-up play. Here's Ahmad. He's got a pass, surely. He should have passed. Not a hand when bounced off the player's body, says Mark. Rasmus, we play so much better with him up top, says Keith. Mike, JBA is gifting a membership. He's the Danish Jokered, says United Edits. Onana, the man of the match for Plzen, says Stretchy. Who's standing out in this United team? Who've done all that as well. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in. Let's just make sure we don't get a late equaliser here. There's a chance to win this. Well, we've already won it. There's a chance on the break again. Oh, he's overrun it there, Rasmus. Garnacho's fuming. That's just a little bit more... That's what I mean. We haven't got the finished article with Garnacho, Ahmad or Rasmus yet. We really could have killed this game. Do you think Ahmad playing all the games means he won't start against City, says Henry? He's got to start against City. You can't not start Ahmad against City. He's got to play. It's a great point, but he's got to play. Like, we will get beats if we don't pick our best players. Reese's not happy with the counter-attacks. We should have killed the game with our counter-attacks, but... Uh, 15 seconds to go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the player ratings. I think there's going to be some interesting ones. I hope that people like De Ligt and Mazraoui get their flowers, because I think they've done a good job. It would have been a clean sheet if it wasn't for Onana. We have actually defended reasonably well. And that should be that. Mark, they look exhausted. I'm worried for the weekend. This has been harder work, Monty, than it needed to be. But the reason it's been hard work is because certain players that should have been coming in and in using the opportunity to impress the manager failed, so he had to go to his bench to win the game. And that bench was basically being kept back for City. So, you know, this is the problem. The squad's not good enough. Is Onana an Amorim toe goalkeeper? I don't think so, says Dylan. John Jordan, welcome to the Members Club as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Let's get over to the match reaction and do the player ratings. Absolute legends. We've worked through that and we've ended up with a positive as well. Let's get over to the match reaction. I really want to talk about Bruno as well. I'll speak to you all in a bit on the match reaction.